Hey, it's Heather here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot another video. I just shot another one and went over my time again, and so I lost it. I lost the video, and I'm so sick and tired of that happening. But I'm not gonna get mad about it, because I don't have time to get mad about it, in all honesty. But I was saying a bunch of good things in it, like I always am in every single one that I lose, and it's just like, okay, maybe it shouldn't be out there, and everything. But the thing is that it is to a degree, because it's still in their system, but it's just not in mine to where I can upload it, or whatever. It's like it kicks it out. But anyways, I was just gonna shoot this really quick because I might end up actually shooting like a regular video later on today, talking about trying to like reiterate, I guess, and say all the shit that I was saying in the previous video and everything. But it's like, basically, I just ain't got time for shit. Like I ain't got time for shit. And everybody else wants to be on that, I ain't got time for shit, and yet most of them go looking for it and everything. And, I mean, hell, every video that I do, I'm sitting in my house, I'm in my house, and everything like that. I got my own stuff to take care of, and then even at that, like, I'm so depressed and tore up and distracted in my mind, and then Steven being gone, and I don't know, and my own issues and stuff and everything else, but I just got a lot of stuff going on. People want to be nice to me, then go for it. If you want to be mean to me, I ain't got time for it, and get in line with the others. That's all I gotta say. Like, I ain't got time. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this and upload it. And I gotta get Jen's kid off the bus. But other than that, I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. And I may not be looking at the camera whenever I say shit like that, and I may come across as not caring and, and everything and stuff, but I do. It's just I'm tired. I'm just tired. And it's like, if I look into the camera, then it's like it's more energy and shit like that and everything and stuff and everything. And it's just, I don't have time for that. But that's another thing, too. Somebody disliked my video from yesterday, and I get several reasons as to why you could or why you would. The main one that sticks out to me, though, in all honesty, is the bit about where I was being a smartass because I was angry, and I was like, hey, girls, little girls, never tell a man no, that way he'll be decent towards you and everything. And then I had somebody put a comment, and be like, well, you would have felt worse if you would have told him yes. Yes, I would have. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not God. But more than likely I would have, because regret is an ever, like, even my fucking toenails being painted right now. I like it, and yet I can regret it in the same time. Balance. The heater being on right now, I can like it because it's warm, makes me feel good, but I can regret it too because power and energy. Regret is a negative aspect and a negative side of things, and it exists in everything. Even my fucking blanket, even having on the same damn shirt, even having on the same fucking necklace, even having my hair up in a bun again. I can sit here and find regret, which is a negative side of anything. So yes, if I would have said yes to Jason and I would have slept with him, yeah, I could have felt regret about it. I could have even felt regret about telling him no. And in all honesty, there's a little part of me that does. Because I see in everything the good and the positive, the light and the dark. I see the balance in everything. And maybe if an empath does exist, maybe I am one. I don't fucking know, because I read this article last night that somebody put up on one, and they were talking about light and dark and about how a real true empath can see that there is negative and positive in everything. And that's pretty much what I'm saying. And then I'm like, shit, and then I'm like, damn. And it just makes me feel like, okay, maybe if empaths do exist, maybe I am one. And then it's just like, okay, put a pillow over my head, scream and cry, and be like, everybody just back the fuck off and leave me alone. Because I'm exhausted. I want somebody to take care of me emotionally, and nobody ever wants to, because everybody's not even taking care of themselves emotionally. And then because they're not even trying to take care of themselves emotionally and figure shit out and be honest with themselves and be mean to themselves and tear themselves down and tear themselves apart and allow those demons to take hold and the insecurities to take hold, so that way they can help to make the person grow. And people don't do that. And so then it becomes even more of a hassle for them to take care of themselves on any emotional level because they're constantly denying the negative of it. I cannot stand people doing that. That's just like people want to get on my ass and say that I'm doing that. Like, for instance, let's go to my kid being taken from me. Yeah, I put a belt around my neck. Yeah, I jerked it. Yeah, I asked my kid if she wanted me to kill myself. Yeah, I asked my kid if she wanted me to kill all of us in fucking October. You know? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, it's negative. But can something positive come out of it? Yeah, something can. And then if you're a Christian person, I got into that in my other video or whatever, talking about people that are all, oh, I'm a Christian and all this and everything. Yet they still try to control things. If you're a true Christian and you truly believe in God and you truly believe in God's power and everything happens for a reason, then everything happens for a reason. And that's all there is to it. It happens for a reason and there's nothing you can do about it. And so, yeah, bad shit happens, but you just shrug it off. And you don't have to shrug it off in a way that's just like, oh, let me forget about it completely. And that's just like even in yesterday's video or whatever, I was talking about Adam and his first or his only wife that he's ever had, and about how like she's gone, like they've been separated and they're not together and he needs to get over it. There's a part of him that's never fully going to get over that. Just like there's a part of me that's never going to fully get over anything that I've ever been through. And there's parts of everybody that's never going to get over the things that they've been through, the experiences. But the experiences in your life are put there for a reason. And it's so you can grow from them and become a better person. Not so you can get all hoity-toity on your, I'm better than you type shit and go around telling people, oh, you're a horrible person. That's not why. If that's the case, then God can go ahead and kill us now and send us all to hell and go, I'm better than you, and that be the end of it. Like, that's not the purpose of you struggling and going through things. The purpose of you struggling and going through things is so you can grow from them. So my kid went through that, and she had to see that, and she didn't like that, and I get it, and I feel bad for her, and I'm sorry that I did it, and I apologize, and I regret it, but at the same time that I regret it, I'm also glad that I did it, because it taught her. It taught her, that, like, when somebody says something, they mean it sometimes. They don't just talk to hear themselves speak. And that is one big problem, even with people that do, go out and commit crimes of any sort, is people don't take them for real. People take it all as a joke. As a matter of fact, Adam even called me one damn time when me and him were talking about getting back together. This was before he met the newest baby mama, and this was before I met my husband, but it was after, my miscarriage was, but it was like 2.5 years after me and him, hadn't been together and broken up and everything. And, he's calling, talking to me and everything for 2 days because I initiated it. I called him and I was like, hey, can we try to get back together? We got a kid together. Let's try to make it work. And we're talking for 2 days. And then he's like, well, I'm not going to come and see you unless you fuck me. And so I just hung up on his ass and I wouldn't talk to him. And then he called back, and then I was like, I can't believe he said that. And then he's like, I'm sorry. And then I was like, this is why. And I went into the story. And I went into the story about the miscarriage that I had with him. And I was like, you think that I'm going to just fuck you, possibly get pregnant again, and possibly risk going through another miscarriage again just because you're you and I owe you that or some shit? Or you think you're worth that? I was like, I don't think you're worth that. I was like, I don't think you're worth that heartache again. You weren't even worth it the first time. But it taught me a lesson. You get what I'm saying? It taught me a lesson to not go out and do shit like that, And he and then to not even be like, oh, well, he was my first and my one and only for years. And, and I've only been with 2 guys in my whole life, and he was my first. And so I should be dedicated to him. Not if he's not going to be dedicated to me. But anyways, then I told him about the miscarriage, and then I got upset and got to crying, and he had his little smart ass remark, and he's like, "Oh well, that happens, and that ain't no big deal." And I told him flat out, I was like, "Listen here, you goddamn son of a bitch." I was like, "Don't you ever fucking call me again." I was like, "I can't believe you just said that shit." And I hung up on him. And he called back. And he kept calling back. And he kept calling back. And I just kept picking up the phone and hanging it up and picking up the phone and hanging it up and picking up the phone and hanging it up. And then he stopped for a few hours. Then he started up again. Kept hanging it up. Then again, or whatever. And within like a day, or within that day maybe it was before nightfall that night, I don't know, I answered the phone and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I am so sorry." He's like, "I shouldn't have said that." He's like, "I'm so sorry." And then, me being my trusting self, I was like, "Do you know the name that I had picked out for her?" And he's like, "Yeah," or he's like, "No, what is it? Why don't you tell me?" And I'm thinking that I can, because he's just apologized and shown that side of him that I know exists. And that side of him that I, want to pull out, that good side of him that everybody needs everybody to keep wanting to pull out of each other, And so I'm like, talking to him more about it and everything, crying, and he's like, "I shouldn't have said that," and he's like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "I had a dream, and I thought it was gonna be another girl," and I was like, and I even had a name picked out for him. Like, "You want to know what the name is?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I told him. He goes and gets this girl pregnant whenever I first started looking on. He didn't get her pregnant when I got married, okay? Whenever I went and created dating profiles on all the dating websites when I was living with my grandmother, that's when he went and got this girlfriend. And then by the time I got married, he'd done got her pregnant. And then when the baby was born, he named the baby the name of the baby that I miscarried. And he did that to me for several reasons. One, because he was mad. Because just like when he called Casey that night and he said, "She's mine, leave her alone." Men look at women like property. My dad even looks at me like that. My dad even looks at my daughter like that. And then the courts are awarding that by letting them take temporary custody. But then it's not mainly my dad as much as it is my mom. See, my mom gave in to the whole, "Oh, I'm a man's property," a long time ago. So she's bitter and she's mad because she gave in to that. She didn't stand up against it. So now she's got to take it out on others. She's got to take her anger and her bitterness out on others. See, my mother's been really mad at me because I've been living out on my own by myself, paying my bills. And my sister, even though my sister's living out on her own, paying her bills, she still had a boyfriend all this time. See, I've been single. I've been without anybody. And so I've been proving, against all odds, if you will, to a degree, that you don't need a man. Not to be some cocky little bitch and be like, "See, I proved." Because there's plenty of other women out there doing that shit. It's not to be a cocky little asshole and a bitch. But it's to awaken people. To make them see, no, you don't have to have sex. You don't have to have a man. You don't have to be in a relationship to make it. It's hard. Everything's hard. Anything that is worth doing is hard. Difficult. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because I got to get ready to get Jen's kid off the bus and stuff. But anyways, I don't know. Life is difficult. Life is difficult. And if I could find somebody that would actually treat me right and somebody that doesn't have to be the same age as my dad. Because for some reason, people that are my dad's age, I don't know, I don't get it, I don't know, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't know. And then I've been made fun of at my previous jobs before because old men like me. And I'm talking old men like me. Like Grandpa like me. And I've been made fun of because, like, they come in and they'll smile at me and they'll be like, they always give candy. I don't know what the deal is. Like, that must have been the way, you know, back in the day or something. Like, you know, sweets for you sweet, you know, and everything. And the whole reason Valentine's Day. But it's always like, here's a butterscotch or here's a peppermint, you know, or whatever. But... and then that's me, and that's even my kid, bless her heart. Like, even though I had a sister and everything, I've always got along with older people. And then I dated Adam, and Adam's 7 years or 6 years and some months older than me. And then I see coincidences, and in all honesty, he's 6 years, 7 months, and 8 days older than me. And then if you take mine and his and my kid's birthday, man, okay, I don't even care. God uses numbers. That's all I'm going to say. God uses numbers. Now, whether I'm stating, you know, that all numbers are, you know, from God and everything dealing with numbers is godly, but there's a link there. And then even at that, what's the mark of the beast? 666. And the devil was originally an angel that fell, and this and that, and all that, and everything else, and everything's just a mind fuck. Oh, I seen this one thing yesterday on Facebook, though, or whatever, and it was like, unfuck yourself. I thought that was fucking great. Like, unfuck yourself. Stop worrying about other people and just unfuck yourself, you know? I was like, yeah, But anyways. And then I seen some stuff dealing with, like, empathy and being an empath and all that and everything, and read it. And I don't even know if I believe in that and everything, but sometimes I think that I do. And sometimes I think that I am. And I've even read stuff, and it's like all this stuff, you know, but it's all fed to me, you know, or whatever. But then there's the Bible, you know, and the light workers and this and that and everything. I don't know. But I'm going to end this video here and go ahead and upload it. I might shoot another one later today. I don't know. If you're somebody that, you know, likes me, then let me know, you know, or supports me, then let me know. And if you're somebody that hates me, then hell, even let me know that, because I mean, it is what it is, you know, your opinion's your opinion. And whoever put, you know, the negative, you know, on that yesterday and everything, I can see several reasons as to why. The main one, being the most prevalent or whatever, is, you know, what I said to little girls, because, like, I was being a smartass and I was mad and everything. But then there was a few other things, you know, that I'm like, oh, they might have took that way, and I didn't mean for them to. But then even at that, I don't have time to babysit how y'all take me. I don't have time to babysit your opinion of me. And call it a developed sense of confidence or a developing sense of confidence, because that's what everybody around me does. My sister doesn't babysit how the hell I feel about her. She don't give a shit how I feel about her. She don't give a shit how I perceive her. She don't give a shit how her daughters perceive her. She don't give a shit if people tell her that she's a bitch and she's ugly and fat and stupid and all this every fucking day. It doesn't faze her. She just keeps on going, doing what the fuck ever. Or she sits and cries about it, and then she uses that pity to get people, she manipulates it. She'll use that pity to get people to do what she wants them to. But she don't care. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to feel good about myself. And that's even like, you know, I was like, good people in my video yesterday, and I was like, I'm a good person. And there's people out there that'll sit there and say that I'm not, because I didn't agree with them or whatever, you know. And that's even like my landlord and stuff, like falling out with her. Like, supposedly, like, she's told everybody that I'm a sweet girl. I'm a sweet girl. I'm a sweet girl. I'm a sweet girl. Yeah, I'm sitting here struggling. I'm depressed, and my kid's taken from me, and she's sitting there making fun of me and talking shit to the maintenance people about me. Yet I'm a sweet girl. And that's the thing about people, is people are cruel like that because the devil, if he can use you for that, then he's going to. And so it's not me, and it's not even the evils of the world that you're having to stand up to, and it's not even the evil inside of people. But it's that people have allowed that to dictate and control them. But you are having to stand up against the evil of the devil. That's the reason, like, I can't even, like, kind of start to be mad at EJ. Like, EJ's like, you know, we can't be together because it's women, and, you know, that's wrong. Because she's just as drawn to me, or she was, as I was her. Because, I mean, why would you say that instead of saying, you know, she told me once she didn't like me, but then the rest of the time she's like, it's wrong for two women to be together. I've been there, done that. It's wrong, it's bad, you know, or whatever. She just kept repeating that. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. And that's just like if you watch my previous videos or whatever. Everybody has a sin of choice. And most people's sin of choice is to downgrade and talk shit and manipulate others. And that's not my sin of choice. And if I have a choice, then, in all honesty, being gay seems like a pretty decent kind of, you know, way to go. And then even though that can send me to hell, so can you being a two-faced asshole, you know? But anyways, I don't know. Oh, and the Valentine's Day thing that this woman wrote or whatever up under a comment, you know, and I did not call Jason because it's close to Valentine's Day. I called Jason because I needed a ride home. If it would have been fucking December, if it would have been fucking July, if it would have been January and I needed a ride home and me and him were still on the same conversation that we were and the level that we were, I still would have messaged him and I still would have said, hey, will you give me a ride home? So it has nothing to do with Valentine's Day and the whole, you know, oh, Valentine's Day and all this and everything. It's like, no. And it's like, I've only spent 2 Valentine's Days with my husband. And my sister actually cried one year because she went to the carnival. That's what I said in my video. She cried one year with me because she actually had to go to a carnival without a date. I've never even been to one with a date. Like, so it took everything inside of me to not look at her and be like, suck it up, buttercup, you know? But I had to look at her and I was like, listen, I have a baby. Her dad's in prison. I've never been to the carnival or fair with anybody. And you're standing here because this is your first time without anybody and you're 4 years older than me? Like, I was just like, hush. You know, like, no, don't cry over it. You have no right to cry over it. If anybody deserves to cry over it, it'd be me. But I don't have time. Because the way my life is unfolded. Everybody's life unfolds the way that it needs to, so that way they learn the lessons that they're supposed to. But if everybody is constantly blocking the lessons, and then if they're not blocking their own lessons, they're trying to block everybody else's because they don't want people to get ahead of them, just like my parents, so they want to knock you down, like by taking temporary custody of my kid, you know, another blow, you know, because, oh, Heather was living in her own place, and Heather was paying her own bills, and Heather was making enough money to make ends meet, and all she needed was a license and a car. Oh no, we can't let her have a license and a car, because if she gets a license and a car, she'll be unstoppable. She'll be able to do practically anything. And even though to a degree, yeah, you can, no, you can't, there's still laws out there. There's still people that try to do shit wrong to you all the fucking time. But anyways, everything's just to dictate and control and try to keep people scapegoated so that way the narcissist can get away with, I don't know, all their shitty shit and everything. Like, I'm just tired. But I'm gonna let you go. I might shoot another video later. Other than that, I hope you're doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Keep trying your best, you know. Be kind if you can. Be kind. And be genuine. Don't sit there and play mind games. Like, every time you play a mind game and then it comes back on you and you're like, why did this happen to me? That's why it happened to you. What you put in is what you get out. I don't know. I don't play mind games. I play defensive games. I don't even play that, in all honesty. I'm just constantly on defense. So then people feel that they have to be defensive towards me. And I'm like, okay, fine. You don't care to understand why I'm on defense all the time, why I'm constantly, having to stay that way because of my childhood and the shit that I've lived through. So fine, whatever. I ain't got time. Other than that, I'm going to let you go. Like I said, hope everybody's doing good. Might shoot another video later today. Keep putting your best foot forward, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.